why I chose the Galaxy Buds Live for being my all-around headphones. Searching for the perfect headphones and deciding which Galaxy Buds to buy. Since you probably are alive already, you might as well choose the Galaxy Buds Live when trying to end the never-ending search for the perfect headphones. For me, a search that has lasted years at this point, pointing me in different directions. For the most part, the one single pair of headphones I used for almost everything till now was a pair of over-ear, namely the Sony SHB 3060. And before these I used two pairs of the Sony Cityscape foldables. But enough about the past, let's talk about the future. Therefore, we first need all the criteria when it comes to headphones. They should last as long as possible, charge via USB-C, sound as good as possible, microphone as good as possible, latency as low as possible, ANC if possible, ANC as good as possible. Dampen the environment passively in some way depending on the use case. Be as small as possible. Be as light as possible. Can be worn as long as you want without something beginning to hurt like your ears usually do when wearing over-ears for too long. Be as black as possible. Black is the way to go. Have an easy to access and pressable button for stopping playback. Be as low in profile as possible. This may vary, sometimes just using headphones to signal to other people I don't want to be talked to is also a good use of headphones, even without actually listening to audio. Can be slept with on a plane with ANC, for example, and therefore also be used as your earplugs. Also, when resting your head on a pillow, they therefore should be as flush as possible. Connection as good as possible, maybe, of course, the Bluetooth connection. Maybe additional functions like voice assistant, ambient mode. Don't ever fall out. Ever. Also during sport, IPX rating as good as possible, dust spill waterproof if possible, as cheap as possible, already available refurbished, since buying new stuff only means you pay a premium of 10 to 50% by being the first to use a device and make the first few scratches. Be part of your phone's ecosystem and therefore offer embedded functionality beyond standard earbuds, like being traceable with an app, therefore reducing the chance of losing the buds. Now, let's actually try to understand why I opted for over-ears for years. Quote by Reverbian. The two gigantic advantages, depending on the region you learned when learning English, or you learned English in. Advantages of over-ears compared to in-ears are: the battery life is pretty much unbeatable. Even if listening all day, you can get up to 2 days of listening, charging them every other day instead of every day. And the play-pause button on the outside can be touched even when cooking and with dirty hands or gloves. By the way, I'm already talking about the above-mentioned SHB 3060. Also, the Philips Cityscapes had the exact same button on the outside. Also, they both could fold up or can still fold up, but also they are over-ears and take up a huge amount of space in your trying to be minimal backpack. Ever searched for decent over-ears with ANC? The Bose are pretty much the standard when it comes to this category. Talking about the Bose Quiet Comfort. I do think there are different variants, but I just heard it a few times. Also, the Apple AirPods Max that recently came out, that according to this reviews in general, pretty much set a new standard for this category. But that's not what we want to focus on here, because we want to focus on the Galaxy Buds. See, currently there are 3 different pairs of Galaxy Buds still selling. The Galaxy Buds Pro, the Galaxy Buds Live and the Galaxy Buds Plus. The Buds Live, the Pro, and the Ugly, with the Ugly being actually the Buds Plus. The Buds Live are, in my opinion, the most stylish in-ears you can get right now. Just look at the pic, look at the pic below, and you know, they are the way to go. When testing them, some people didn't even realize I had headphones in my ears. Also, they just don't look like tech you wear, but more like a stylistic choice, a part of your outfit, of your style. They almost look like earrings, an accessory. So there is a picture of Samsung's marketing where someone wears the plugs in or the buds in their ears, and they of course are quite shiny and have reflections, and they are black, reflective, and they just look a little bit like earrings. They just look the part, whereas the Galaxy Buds Plus don't. They still look like in-ears, which is fine, but they just stick out like cotton balls, like tech reviewer Nate O'Brien said in his comparison video. For me, I wanted earbuds from Samsung, since I already own the Galaxy Active 2 as my sport and activity tracking device and as my smartwatch, and the Galaxy S10 as my phone and portable camera, and the Galaxy Fit. I used to try fitness tracking with Samsung before investing big time by buying a Galaxy Watch, and now also the Galaxy Smart Tag for finding my keys, and maybe more stuff like my rucksack in the future. Therefore, I narrowed my choice down to anything Samsung. Since the original Galaxy Buds aren't up to date anymore, with the newer version being the Galaxy Buds Plus, I didn't include the first version being the Galaxy Buds. A constraint like only Samsung's also acts as a big relief when it comes to finding the best headphones, because otherwise the job of finding the perfect headphones becomes just too overwhelming. Also, time constraints work fine in situations like these. When it comes to all the criteria mentioned above, I finally decided to give Bluetooth in-ears without a cable a try. By the way, I just realized that, it doesn't matter. I finally decided to give Bluetooth in-ears without a cable a try. I already had Bluetooth in-ears with a cable between each bud for years, but these main problems prevented me from using them as my main driver. Shorter battery life, therefore constantly managing the charging of these headphones. Multiple pairs due to always having one charged. Hygienic reasons. You just cannot keep in-ears like these in all day. Constantly plugging them in and out of your ears whenever someone tries to speak with you. Not fast to put on again after someone spoke to you, because you also have to put in both buds, whereas with over-ears, you just put the over-ears on again, and there you go. After showering, they don't really work well with fluid in your ears, or after washing your hair. Why didn't I get the Galaxy Buds Pro or the Plus? All of these three are already available refurbished. Since buying stuff refurbished is the most rational choice when it comes to buying tech, here are the prices from Rebuy, a German seller for refurbished stuff with 3 years of warranty. So, there are the Galaxy Buds Plus selling for these are all, so basically they have different states. They could be like a little bit scratched, like more scratched, like basically, how they look, and also how long they have been used. And for the same state, they just sell, the Galaxy Buds Plus sell for 68 euros. I cannot read it right now because it's too small. 69.99. The Galaxy Buds Live sell for $79.99, and the Galaxy Buds Pro sell for $123.99. This means the Galaxy Buds Plus and the Buds Live are basically available for 70 euros, plus shipping costs of around €5. And the Pro were available for 140 at the time of my decision. They actually went down. This meant I would choose between the budget variant with the Plus or Live, or the Pro variant. By the way, so basically the one group being the Plus and the Live or the Pro variant. as the other group. By the way, I also already made a YouTube review of the Galaxy Buds Live and also showing the other parts of the Samsung ecosystem. It's just me talking, no fancy editing. Basically the same as reading stuff on the blog, just without the blog. Also, by the way, already made a few shorts or short videos on the Galaxy Buds, the Galaxy ecosystem. They are both also on YouTube or on TikTok. Since shorts are much faster to produce, as of writing this I already made a few on a variety of topics, whereas the bigger reviews usually take more time. Since these were my first new truly wireless in-ears, I opted in favor of the Live when it came to the budget option. The Plus would have had more battery life, less ambient noise and better sound than the Live. Better sound than Live, at least according to reviews on YouTube and the internet. The Live are called Live for a reason. You can hear more of your environment. And since it is a constant hassle to plug them in and out of your ears, therefore increasing the risk of scratching, damaging, losing them, the ones that stay in your ears are the ones you keep in your ears and also buy. The Pro would have had a better ANC, active noise cancelling, better sound, and the ability to detect your own voice when speaking and then activating ambient mode and reducing audio volume. The perfect feature for me. Also a feature for a perfect future, maybe. A reason to get them in the future, maybe. But for now, and for me, it's the Galaxy Buds Live.